when I didn't know what he looked like or never laid eyes on him, and when I went there and did, uh, the interview, he climbed out of his F-150 truck, and I went, holy crap, this is going to be great. And it was. Coming to you virtually live from the Beer to Whiskey Studios, high atop Barley's Tap Room on Washington Street in downtown Greenville, South Carolina. I'm Russ Heaps, and welcome to this episode of It's Just Bourbon. And that's where we just sit down, sip a little bourbon, talk about it, tell you a little bit about the distillery and whatever else we know, which often is not a whole lot. Anyway, I'm sitting here with my good buddy.
Professionals.
Yes, yeah.
Trained professionals.
This is a well-oiled machine. I'm sitting here with my good buddy, Big John Richards, who's actually the beer whisperer at Beer to Whiskey, but he's got a great palate. John and I drink together a lot. I love drinking with him, so we typically do these shoots together. And today we're going to be drinking Garrison Brothers Texas Bourbon. And it's a single barrel. They do 4 or 5 or 6 different variations. This is a single barrel. And I'll just mention a few things. The things are right here. Actually, I have them written down. Some of them written down here as well. Anyway, it's 3 years old. And the proof, it's 94 proof. And am I stealing any of your glory? It doesn't.
No.
Oh, no. Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to get through that pewter wax seal.
I know. You've got to open this thing. One of the interesting things is, and I'm sure you cannot see that here, but on the side of the bottle, they tell you where the corn's from. They tell you when it was barreled. They tell you all this stuff. So anyway, the corn variety is something or other. Panhandle. It's panhandle corn.
It is written there, but
Yeah,
it's shiny and
Yeah,
it's hard to see.
It's hard to see, and we're in sort of a dark environment. It's panhandle corn.
Can't tell because of all the light.
It was harvested in 2011. It's from Dallas County, Texas. It wouldn't be a shoot here if the phone didn't ring. This was distilled and bottled in 2012, and it is barrel number 4664 and bottle number 24 of 85, I'm going to say. Anyway,
Some of that's handwritten also, so
it's,
don't get
yeah, it's all a
too
bunch.
much
It's
grief
all
about
it's all
that.
handwritten, and and on the back, we've got Dan Garrison's signature as well as the distiller's signature, and they are actually written on the bottle. They're not printed on it. These guys actually autograph every bottle. When you talk about a boutique distillery, that's what this is a boutique distillery. And everything is done by hand. When they bottle,
Even says it's made with Hill County rainwater.
there you go. I forgot to mention that. When they bottle, they have a lottery. People sign up for it. Your name gets drawn, and you get to go and help bottle this year's whatever. So it is really exactly what a boutique distillery should be.
Yeah.
But it is the original distillery in Texas, and it's in High.
right?
Yes, it's in High Texas and HYE, and it is just west of Austin. And it's close to Dripping Springs, and you have to. It's hill country, Texas hill country. But I There is an interview on the site. If you look at Texas distilleries that I did with Dan, and he's a really interesting guy, and he's exactly what you think a Texan making bourbon would be and look like and think like. It's a great guy. Anything else you can add?
No, let's do this. This says distilled and barreled in 2012, and that it's aged 3 years at oak. So are we to
Yep.
assume that this bottle is, what, 7 years old now?
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. Just cracked the seal. Ooh.
I've had this for a while. I just have not opened it. I have some other Garrison Brothers stuff that I have been drinking.
It's a big nose. It's a big whiskey nose. Like, I feel like I'm smelling the grain on that even more than I'm smelling the barrel. That's impressive.
Dan's favorite bourbon to drink when he can't find his own bourbon is Blanton's. Just an aside, just an interesting little tidbit.
Why can't he find his own bourbon?
If he's somewhere that they don't distribute to.
Oh, now that makes sense. Well, maybe it was because we've had too much of it.
I don't think he spends a lot of time
Yeah,
drinking his own bourbon.
probably
really.
not. I would have a hard time if I were a brewer. I would have a hard time standing around just drinking my beer, and if I were a musician, I'd have a hard time just listening to my music. I get that. I was just being snarky. Said that very quietly, so you'd have to turn the volume up so they could hear.
I'm getting,
And we're back.
wow, this is, you can tell we're at the end of the day. I'm getting leather, I'm getting tobacco, I'm getting,
This is a spicy, dirty, earthy side bourbon.
yeah.
And like I said, I really feel like I'm smelling the grain as well, why I haven't even tried a sip of it yet, because the nose has been so accessible. But you're right, it's a very earthy side of bourbon. It smells spicy, it smells leathery, it smells musty,
Yeah.
old, but not old. It smells aged. I don't know.
At least 3 years. They say.
Yeah, well, right, there you go. Smells well loved. How about that? All right, let's go sip. Ooh, that is a big spicy bourbon. That is a lot of front of the tongue sweetness, but it gives way instantly to the spice of that bourbon, and the spice is what just sits with you. There's a lot of like spice cabinet, peppery cardamom kind of.
There is a lot of, I'm getting a lot of pepper.
Yeah.
I can't, distill that down into other things, but you're right, it's a spicy, peppery.
Wow, that spice is great too. It never overwhelms, but it is the foundation of that whiskey. How fun! That's good. I like what I like out of a single barrel. Get nice and expressive.
Yep.
Give me something to grab hold of and gnaw on. Is that a good Texas term?
Non.
Gnaw on.
Yeah. It's gnaw in the morning. I know that's It's never mind.
Right. Close.
It's late in the day.
That's what the cutting room floor is for. Smelling more. I'm really getting more floral once I put a couple drops in there.
Even with some water in there, I'm just still getting a big,
Ooh.
big leather, big,
Yeah.
maybe toffee.
And there's a big candy sugar, like almost taffy kind of sweetness in the middle of that once I put a couple drops in there. Toffee and caramel are well present. You're 100% right there. But there's something that's almost as sweet as like saltwater taffy in the middle of that. It almost went peppermint on me. Ooh, now that big, leathery, smoky back. It's not smoky so much as it is like woodsy back end on the end of that.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a lot to dig into there. That is a big
It's a
bourbon.
complex. That's a
good.
complex bourbon.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, for all the sweetness I talked about and how I can smell the grain and even the corn in the front of that, there is a lot of big flavor to dig into there.
Yep. It makes me happy. I'm glad we
Yeah.
cracked this open because
No doubt.
I bought that actually at the distillery the last time I was there. I don't know, a couple of years ago, and it's been sitting in my collection since then, and I just haven't cracked it open. And I thought this would be the ideal time, and I think any time would have been the ideal
Yeah.
time, but I think this was an ideal
So
time.
it's worked out well in my favor.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a definitely kind of a score bar toffee sweet flavor and aroma to that.
But it is tamped down the way I'm tasting it's tamped down by that sort of leathery, earthy
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think like I said, I think the foundation of that whiskey is that big spice and leather side.
Yeah.
And then it opens, the rest of it is frosting, gravy, so one of those.
So my suggestion is you go and find a bottle of that
If you can.
and enjoy it. Yeah, I don't know how accessible that is. I haven't looked for it on the shelves here in Greenville locally yet, but I bought that. I think
We get Garrison Brothers out here. We
I
can
know.
find them. Are
I
they
know.
nationwide? Do you know?
I don't know if they're nationwide. We do get it here, but I don't know if you can get this here.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of other little quirky Garrison Brother things that I've bought
Well,
there.
they have a great reputation and well deserved from what I've tasted. The couple that I've tasted so far, this being I think number 2, and I'm real pleased with that. That is fantastic.
Well, sir.
Let's do it.
So damn lucky. See you next time.